we can take that one then. All right, sir.
Good afternoon, Abby.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Victor Anyao is the name. I'm a content creator. How do you protect your content?
Protect your content.
Yes.
Fantastic.
How do I make sure some spiritual person somewhere doesn't just take it? How do I do that?
Ha.
Can you rephrase the question in terms of the protection?
Every type of protection, even if it's spiritual, let's know.
I believe you should speak to the Lord in prayer.
Pray.
Because
Let's be a bit more concrete. We're in the physical realm here.
yeah, but if it's, I'm assuming it's things like licensing, rights management. Yeah, that's an entire conversation that if we had an hour, we would discuss maybe like 2% of it.
Let me just.
Yeah, just so he's just going to give us small
a
wisdom.
little.
Once again, in the episode, he goes in on it. Yeah, but yeah, you can
So
give
the
us
first thing, first of all, social media has reduced the amount of protection you can give. Let's first understand and establish that social media has reduced the amount of protection you have. There is a guy who was, you take a picture, right? You post on Instagram. There's a guy who was taking a screenshot of that picture you have posted on Instagram with your name, your handle, and printed it and used it for an exhibition. And they went to court, and he won. Because in that place, it was considered a new piece of art. The only way to protect, in my opinion, is don't share. But you cannot not share. That's the ultimate protection. You have it, and you keep it. And if you do exhibition, nobody can use picture your phone to take picture, which you cannot really do. So I don't want to say is inshallah and vibes, but at the same time, be conscious of the fact. Okay, so if it is about protecting your stuff in a legal perspective, you make sure that you indicate on your bio that all like copyright protected, all the artwork here or whatever content here is copyright protected. Then first of all, also two, what they call that thing, trademark your stuff. Copyright your stuff, make sure that it's registered. So if somebody actually uses it, there's a battle I'm on right now. Let me not even lie to you. One guy took my picture, I went to go and paint it, and he's selling it for thousands of dollars somewhere. I said he does not have any email online. How did I find out? Somebody sent it to me. And then he does not have any email, so I could not email him directly. I could not save him. My lawyers could not reach him. They reached out to the place that he exhibited it. They said that it's not us. So what can I do? So right now we are still trying. We sent him DMs, nothing, no answer. So my own is that at some point, at some point you have to just realize that your art is for the world, but at the same time, what you can do to protect it is just make sure that you write your own copyright thing there, because that's what Instagram recognizes. Instagram does not recognize that the fact is on your page. As you are sharing it, it's entering their drive is their own. You understand what I mean? So other stuff that you cannot share there, make sure that you maybe exhibit it or you find other ways or means to share it. Social media has just kind of reduced that barrier. You want to ask something?
Okay. Now, let's say you have, how many photographs do you have? So can you do the copyright thing you're talking about? Can you do for each one? You can't.
So I only share the ones that I want to share. If I'm going to do an exhibition, it's not going to be on social media until after the exhibition and until after people have bought it. And I'll snap it and say, I sold this one at that exhibition. Yes, that's it. I just share what I feel like I can share, and the ones that I cannot share, I will not share it.
So just be prepared to lose it either way.
That's
So
it.
I think that, I mean, yeah, I do agree that there's some work that's collateral damage when you share it. But I also think that we need to start getting into, I know that we can't all afford one, but we need to start getting into the habit of getting a lawyer or getting, you know, I know that there are small startup law firms that where for creatives you can pay a minimal amount in terms of retainerships, and they do a lot of like documenting work for you in terms of your copyright, your patenting, all that sort of stuff. And anytime you see anything, your lawyer will just send them a letter.
Straight.
You know, like I know that even there are people that jack lines from poems.
Yeah.
You know, there are people that take our poetry videos, and they will do. And once we just say a lawyer is sending you a letter, they will take it down. So I think even that is another. It's not just about going to drag somebody on social media, but actually finding the right source of recourse. So if you can afford it, we have plenty of lawyers in there. Your friends can even be a lawyer and can do what it is they can do for you, and you pay them a certain amount of money. Sometimes there are organizations who take smaller retainers from artists. You and other creative friends can come together and hire one lawyer to be almost like as a collective. And you put money together in a certain pot, and that person does all your documenting work, creates templates for you for clients. So when you have business, any business with clients, you just send them whatever your template agreement is that they need to sign as well. So all of these things can just all. I remember once having it was an inquiry, and then I didn't even send an agreement. I just wrote in there that, oh, I keep the rights to my work, so it cannot be reproduced, republished, or anything, you know. And in that moment, the person now said, oh, so what if we want to use it in the blah 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 multiverse? That's what they said to me, and I said it will be up for renegotiation.
Exactly.
And depending on the use of the work. So the fact that I even just stated my rights there as a caveat already lets them know that whatever we're negotiating right now, it is literally for one-time use and performance of this work only. So I think even those things let you feel in control and let your clients understand the agreements of the use of your work, right?
Yeah.
And if there are people that are trying to steal your work, you know, your lawyer will send it. It's like no letter. By the time you just see people will start removing things, or you know. So I think we need to start getting. It's part of taking our work seriously.
Yeah.
That it's a business. It's not just we are not just workers for hire. That it's a business. It's your intellectual property, and you must take it seriously. So if part of that investment means saving up some money on one side, getting some of your guys together and saying, oh look, we're all content creators. Oh, I know this guy, this person who be intellectual property lawyer. How we go run them? So if his own job is that you people have paid him for the year, and he's going to produce templates, any legal, and he will be firing letter on behalf of everybody.
And you can add that to your cause.
Cost, exactly.
Also, I think it's important to mention at this point that if you're going to be engaging any clients or any client is going to engage you, it is absolutely important to have a contract with them. Yeah, you cannot have before any money exchanges hand or whatever, before any work gets to them, make sure you have a client. All of the discussions that you have had, all of the conversations, everything should be clearly stated in that contract so that if anything happens, if anything sops, as they say on the streets, you have something to fall back on because
I want to say that I think we're always scared as well because we feel like once we start stating certain things in an email or agreement, it's like they'll say, this person gets too much wahala, I beg. I know one guy will do this thing sharp. And don't let any of that scare you.
I also want to say that an email can be considered a contract because there are a few things that a contract must have. Offer, agreement, what's the name of that third thing? You understand. The offer, acceptance, engagement, when they also do, the way they pay for it as well, those are things that solidify a contract. So if you send an email and you have an agreement, a conversation that you can go back to, and that's why emails are the best for conversations like this, more than WhatsApp because they can delete in WhatsApp, they can delete in Instagram too, and but email forever and ever and ever and ever is still there.
Gotcha. All right, thank you. Yes, ma'am, your question.
Okay, so I have a question. So the thing is, there was a time when I had a problem like this, and I tried sending an email.
Can you give like a bit more information about the kind of problem exactly?
Okay, one of my content, like, it is very broad. So let me just state the problems I had regarding his question and how you answered it. So I sent an email, and then it bounced back. And then I tried following up, got the address of the person, tried sending the letter to the person via my lawyer. The person refused to collect it and said that we had to send it to his lawyer. So I was like, okay, that's fine. We got the address of his lawyer. Me and my lawyer, we tried to find out how to do that. And then we sent it to his lawyer. And the email bounced back and didn't go. So we were like, okay, how are we going to do this? We got the address of his lawyer, so we sent a dispatch. While the dispatch was there, the lawyer refused to collect the letter. And then he said, my client said I shouldn't collect this letter. So it was a back and forth. And me, I'm a struggling creative. I'm just beginning. I'm like an upcoming creative. This is expensive. I'm paying my lawyer for a service. And then I'm paying the career guys. I'm paying all these things. And these people are not collecting. And they are escalating the whole matter. How do we handle situations like this? Because they are looking at us like, oh, okay, you're just an upcoming poet, or you're just an upcoming creative. You don't have the.
I have an answer.
So another question again is you referenced a podcast, or I don't know where
Yeah.
he said something. I don't know.
Artwork.
Artwork is a video show. I will talk about it after he answers your
Okay,
question. No
okay,
worries.
thank you.
Okay, so
Yeah.
the answer to that, unfortunately, there's little to nothing you can do. I will say this. It's because of the country that we live in. There's almost there's no punishment for crimes. Stuff like that in the US, they just go and arrest the person. Simple. But we cannot go and, if we're going to get the police now, they'll tell you to first pay for transport, pay for that statement, pay for, and then they will now, that person will give them money, they will go back. In a place where that cannot work, that unfortunately is where, and I say unfortunately because it is supposed to be fortunately, but it's not. Go to social media. That's the only thing. Right now, social media is when people have. We talked about value and branding. People, that's something that's going to affect their brand and how people see them. If it is somebody that they value the way they look online, you poking their what's online image might be the only way. If you have people, friends, go under their comment and be saying, sorry, you did not do this thing. It's not your work. And
Right,
is
if
this
you're
not
an
this person's
umbrella.
work? So the people will now start going to your
Yeah.
page. You now use that one as your, in fact, leverage them to use controversy to bring attention to you and your work.
Wisdom, wisdom.
That's right.
And I really no. I will answer. I will ask them. And I really like what I think both of you have said something, and I saw themes across what you've both said, which is, as creators, we need to find or create collectives. We need to come. We need to create communities amongst ourselves, because only you shouting on the internet is, if a tree falls in the bush and no one is there, like, does it, do you understand? It's like we need to come together as, you need to find your people. And so the episode, I know I keep referring to the show, it's just because there's just so much value in there. So one of our guests on Artwork, so it's a video show, you can find it on YouTube, or just head to paystack.com/artwork, and you see episodes there. So one of our guests mentioned that something called lateral collaboration, which is basically when people on the same level come together and form, like what Wana had said, form a collective, form, just a group of people who have similar interests, who are on the same level. You can all grow together, because a lot of us, when we think about networking, and collaboration, we want to network with people who are like, super above us, or people who have achieved everything we want to achieve. Mentorship should be very different from collaboration, and we should find ways to create those communities, so that when you're fighting, you're not fighting by yourself. Your people are there behind you and with you, and they are fighting the battle. I'm sorry. Absolutely. Oh, I should create it. Artwork. Yeah. I mean, that's a good point.
But you don't have to outsource it now. You
Yeah.
can do it. You can do
Exactly.
your
You
your
can do
your industry is very
We believe
unique.
in
The
you.
work you do is very unique, and I'm sure you can find your collaborators.
Just see
unique.
people here,
You
start.
don't. The point of this is for you to be empowered, not to outsource the work to us.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're running out of time. I
Sorry,
was
there's
told
one
that we.
question there,
I
please.
know we'll get
He
to
has
that.
raised his
I
hand.
just want to drag my producer in public. We're told that we have 10 extra minutes. Is that? Are we good? Producer, don't laugh, sir. Do we have 10 minutes? No. How many? 5. Gotcha, guys. We have 8 more minutes. So we have one question over there. All right, one last question now. We can wrap up. All right, sir. Is your hand okay?
Hello, my name is Jamar Montgomery. I'm a blockchain consultant. So I know that we're talking about the business of being a creative. How would you encourage, are you utilizing Web3 for any of your projects? Because I know that it provides a way for a lot of collaboration, especially with creating NFTs. And like you were saying about creating those collectives in terms of being able to network with other artists and also work with other artists, so that if you're a visual artist, you also have somebody that does music. So how would you encourage other creatives about utilizing Web3 in their business?
Wahala. So personally, I have created NFTs, and I have used MetaMask and my wallet and whatnot to collect payment for some stuff, right? And I think Web3 is kind of the biggest way right now to get your work out there even more, because there are already communities you can be a part of, right? I have not done anything specifically to encourage other people to use Web3, but I'm going off of this conversation right now. My next plan is entering my 2023 schedule. Yes.
So I haven't, but I'm learning a lot about it, and I think I've been reading and learning a lot about how you can build communities that actually through Web3 and NFTs. So how it's kind of just beyond like tokens, but also giving people access into getting into communities or creating communities as well. So that's of interest to me because I think I'm always interested in how the work can go beyond and go further as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right, thank you.
So
Yeah.
just throwing it back to you.
Okay.
You create opportunities for creatives to learn about blockchain and Web3, and we will come for your own masterclass too.
It's
Awesome.
tomorrow.
Please
Fantastic.
let us,
Yeah.
thank
So I
you.
think people can have conversations with him if you want to learn how to create communities on the blockchain or using.
We should all have that
We should
conversation.
all have absolutely yes. What they said. But yeah, we can't take any more questions unfortunately. We have a final. No, I don't have a. I want to ask. It will be a very quick question, and they will answer very quickly. Yes. All right. So the final question is: what is one thing that each one of you, very quickly, wish you knew when you started out as a creative? What's the one thing that you wish you knew? That I mean, you know it now, obviously, but like, you wish you knew when you started out. Lex, let's start with you.
That consistency is key, and it will always get better.
All right. Awesome.
The more you do, the better you get.
You get.
That's right. I always say it
Fantastic.
everywhere. Consistency
It's key.
is the key.
All right, Wana.
I mean, I feel like he's answered it all, but okay, I would say
Yeah.
is putting a value to whatever it is you're doing. A lot of the time, when we start off, we feel, especially as creative Nigerians, because creativity has always been seen as this hobby or this thing that you play around with, right? And so as a result, even when we're not earning from it, we don't see its value. And I think it's important to see its value from the very, very beginning. It's something I wish that there are many projects that I did, and later on I see how it could have grown bigger if I valued it, but I just saw them as like quick experiments that I was doing.
Yeah.
So whatever it is, however little it is, minimal, I think put a value on it. There's always possibilities.
Gotcha. All right. Thank you very much, Lexash. Thank you so much, Wana. It was an absolutely amazing show. Please put your hands together for them. Thank you so much. Um, all right. This session was brought to you by Paystack. Paystack powers payments and growth for some of the most amazing businesses in Africa. If you want to, you can register your business or you can register on Paystack at paystack.com/Africa NXT. Yes, Africa NXT. All right, and also you can check out the artwork show that I told you about where you have so many answers to a lot of the questions that you've asked in here. It's on YouTube, or you can also go to the artwork website at paystack.com/artwork, and you can find all those things here. All right.
Sorry, can we give a
Yes.
big round of applause to
Oh,
Toba for being such an incredible moderator?
Thank you very much. All right. Well, that's my time before we are kicked off of stage. So thank you very much and have a great rest of your day. All right. Group photo? Okay.
All right, just while the photographs is happening, you can check the Create Next market and just check for some stores in case you need legal consultation. Also, some legal consultants are here for fashion and entertainment just behind you to attend to inquiries now. And there are some other stores you can also check. You can also have meals and culinary delights. They are just at the back waiting to attend to you. Any entertainment law issues, fashion law issues, they are here to attend to it. Just behind you.
All right, guys, please, last one. The Paystack booth is over there, right behind you. You can go there, ask any questions about how... sorry. You can go over there and ask questions about how you can power your business, how you can sell things on Paystack, how you can sell your art, your content, all of those things. The Paystack booth is right behind you.
So I have a beef with, I'm currently beefing Dami for a lot of reasons, because let's just say that he doesn't respond to my pitches as a as a reporter. Well, he responds once in a while, Sha, but it can't be like when you want him to do what you want him to do. But I'd like to welcome him to the stage. He's a reporter. He has written some of the most engaging stories that have broken the internet. If you guys have heard about stories about, well, there was a trending topic last year that cost the entire country to shake, and it was about horrible bosses, if I remember clearly. So please welcome to the stage Damilare Dosunmu. Thank you. Now the next person is a veteran in the industry. He has been writing stories since my father gave birth to me, even before then. His name is Omojua. And let me just say, I'm honored to have you here, sir. Is a classic. He has written stories that have been on CNN, that have been translated to French, German, and I think Portuguese. I'm not sure. Portuguese, yes. All right, so these are our speakers. And if you're not sure about who I am, my name is not Claudine Moore, by the way. My name is Abiola Bonola. I'm the founder and CEO of Abiola Bonola Communications, and we do public relations for technology companies. So this conversation is basically about crisis communication, and let me just have a seat and stop talking and let everybody get into it. All right, thank you very much, everybody. Okay, so before we start, I just want to give you an overview of what crisis communication really entails. Um, when I was a student trying to understand public relations, at the time, I didn't know what crisis was. I didn't even know what public relations was. And one of my teachers at the time told me that public relations should be at the executive department, and they need to even lead the advertising, the marketing communications, every other team in an organization. And we know that the tech industry has been quite volatile with a lot of stories and information. And I wouldn't say that the perception or the reputation of the tech industry, especially in Nigeria, is very, very positive. So what we're trying to do here is discuss on how to make it better, give ideas on how public relations can really help the tech industry to be better, what the founders and their teams can do to make public relations basically help with the reputation of the tech industry. So, so I'm going to ask a couple of questions. But before then, crisis. Now, when we talk about crisis, we say that crisis is basically having a negative reputation. It's not just one person on Twitter making noise and saying that, oh, this brand, maybe I saw cockroach in my drink, or maybe maybe someone on Twitter is saying that their network is not working. No, it goes beyond that. It goes deeper than that. And a lot of times, crises can literally make or mar an organization. So let me just start with questions around crisis communication. I'm going to ask Omojura, because of his wealth of experience in the department. He has he has been in, he has experienced a couple of crises, so he must understand, what it feels like to actually have crisis. But before then, I have an icebreaker for everybody. So I'm going to ask each of you, and it's about food, unfortunately. So the first question is soup, salad, or sandwich? Soup, salad, or sandwich? You have to put on your mic. Yeah. I think so. Okay. Do you want to try this? Okay. In the meantime, the reason why I'm asking soup, salad, or sandwich, so sandwich represents a crisis. Don't ask me why, but sandwich represents a crisis. He already said sandwich. So salad represents a positive reputation, and soup represents a neutral reputation. We like them, but not really. We can, exactly. So, which would it be? Salad, soup, or
Thank you.
sandwich?
Neutral is definitely sandwich, soup, salad. Professionally, I will go for salad, but personally, I will go for sandwich. If I'm
Okay.
working as a professional,
Yeah.
I will definitely go for salad because my job is to help reinforce. No, that's salad.
Yes, salad.
Yes, salad.
No,
Salad
salad is
yeah.
positive. No, salad is positive. Sandwich is crisis. No, no, as a professional.
Salad is positive reputation. So
Okay.
professionally, I'll go for salad.
Yeah.
But as a person, if I'm not working, then I'll go for sandwich.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So we have someone that
But I
goes
like
for
soup
soup.
though.
Is neutral. We have the crisis, and then we have the positive reputation. Wow, we have a balanced stage today.
Again, I'm a journalist, right? So, I mean, I'm a journalist.
Okay.
I have to be neutral. So, and I love soup. So,
All right. Okay, so let me just start asking you your questions from the beginning. First, I would like to ask Mr. Mojoa, what do you perceive a crisis is for any organization, any kind of organization? How do you perceive a crisis? What do you think a crisis is?
So for me, I think crisis actually begins from before anything happens.
Okay.
When an organization does not have what I call in my book a bank of goodwill. When you're in a position where people don't even know, first of all, they don't even know you, or they know you for bad reasons, but not a crisis, just generally for bad reasons. Because crisis is contextual. I'm trying to look for a brand